Hello, this is Tom Dunbar for NOS 130 at RCC. Today we'll be learning to use a few of the command line interface instructions. Let's open that interface by typing the Windows key and the R key simultaneously. That'll open the Run dialog box. We'll type CMD, enter, and that will launch the interface. This tutorial presumes that you will be logged into your computer with administrator rights. The black and white text window that opens is your command line interface. It will display a flashing cursor at the end of the path indicating your Active Directory. So the first instruction we're going to look at is the dir, or directory listing instruction. dir will tell you a little bit about the drive, and then it will list the subdirectories and files that are contained within your Active Directory. You can type dir space /? to get a list of the switches and parameters that the dir instruction will allow you to use to get your listing more specific to your liking. One that I like is dir space /w, and as you see, that takes the directory listing and spreads it out, filling the whole screen. It would allow me to see almost the entire directory, even in a long directory. Let's open this up just a little bit. And now that we can see the directory names, the subdirectory names in our Active Directory, let's learn to navigate to one of those, making it our primary Active Directory. The command to change a directory is cd, followed by the name of the subdirectory that you wish to navigate to. As you can see, desktop is now my Active Directory. If I go back to our command for directory, it's a much longer list of files and subdirectories. If we use my switch /w, you'll see a nice column that tells us everything. It's much longer. We're going to use the cls command to clear the screen and come back to a nice clean window, as we want to continue talking about the change directory command. If you'd like to go back one level, cd and 2 periods will move you back or up one level on the directory tree, so that now my Active Directory is owner. I can use cd 2 periods / 2 more periods and go back 2 levels. I know that I want to go to Documents and Settings. I will type cd doc tab to finish that out. cd space OW tab to finish that out. And I'm back where I started. You can always return to the root directory with cd /. Again, I want to get back to my desktop. Because I want to teach you how to make a directory. The command is simply md followed by the name of the subdirectory you wish to make. So here on my desktop, I'm going to make an A subdirectory. If I raise the curtain on my interface, you'll see folder A. Now we're going to make B. And now we're going to make C. And there they appear. Using our comfortable Windows settings, we can see that that folder is empty, because all I did was make a subdirectory. If we need to make several folders within folders, we can make D, E, and F. You see D because it is on the desktop, E is inside D, and F is inside E. With the one command, make directory D/E/F. Well, now I have too many folders on my desktop, so let's learn how to remove a directory. RD is remove directory, followed by the directory's name. I'm going to remove the C subdirectory, and you see it disappear from the desktop. Well, let's get rid of that big one we made. We got an error. The directory is not empty. So please note, removing a directory will only work as RD when that directory is empty. I cleared the screen so we could start fresh. The next instruction we want to talk about will enable you to move a file or a folder from one directory to another. You'll see that desktop is my current active directory. Recalling that I created the files E and F inside of D, I want to move, and I'll give the path name for the E subdirectory. And I'm just going to move it to the desktop, which means it has the same path name and doesn't require me to type in a new path name. And it appears on the desktop. And since I moved the directory, the file inside the directory stayed with it, making D now empty. And we can remove an empty directory, and it's gone. There are 3 instructions that are handy for file maintenance. They are copy, del for delete, and ren for rename. Let's start with copy. First we'll go down to the B subdirectory we made, and open it, and just make a simple new text document. Alright, so let's make a copy of that new text document. First, we change our directory to where the document is, and then we simply type copy, and it was new.txt. And in this copy function, we can rename the new file, the copy of the original file. I'm going to just name it old.txt. And when I open B again, we see new and old. I can use the copy function to make a copy of the original file and place it into a different subdirectory. Let's see, I'm currently in B as my active directory. Let's go back to desktop. I'm going to make a copy of that new file by telling it it is in B. It's called new.txt. I'm going to tell it the destination. By leaving the path blank, it will use my active directory, and I'm going to name the file newer.txt. And copy one file, and down here we have newer.txt. We have a file on our desktop that we'd like to rename. Let's type ren newer.txt, and we'll now call it fred.txt. And you can see at the bottom of the recording, newer's gone and Fred exists. So now we have Fred on our desktop, and we're going to use our final maintenance instruction, del for delete. Del fred.txt, and it's gone. Let's see if I can show you this. Fred did not go to the recycle bin. Please be aware, when you're using command line interface to give instructions for deleting, you won't be able to recover it from the recycle bin. A much more powerful copy instruction is called xcopy. It has a great many switches and parameter changes available to it. In fact, more than I anticipated. Many more than I anticipated. This type of copy instruction will allow you to copy not only a file, but a directory, the files inside that directory, any subdirectories, and the entire directory tree within a chosen directory. This will enable you to create backups using the command line interface, where you can say, for example, xcopy the C drive to your G drive, perhaps an external hard drive. Lastly, we'll look at the attribute instructions. It's just ATTRIB. And what that instruction gives us is information concerning assigned attributes to the files and directories inside your Active Directory. Let's do ATTRIB /?. And as with all the other instructions, /? will give you a help file, and in this case it will tell you that some of the attributes that can be seen and changed are the read-only, the archive, the system, and hidden file attributes. A person can cause significant dysfunction to their computer by adjusting file attributes. We won't go into any examples to make sure that we don't do that. And this concludes our instruction on using a few simple command line interface instructions.